It's time for another sea story with Mr. Durite. Take it away, Mr. Durite. I think they're ready for it.
Welcome back to Sea Stories with Mr. Durite. I am your host, Mr. Durite, and today's show, the A School incident. Oh yeah. Yeah, I used to be in A School, but actually this story happened before I was in A School, so we had to rewind it back a little bit, do some time traveling. We're doing time traveling anyway. Don't get on me. I'm a little geekish, so bear with me. I watched a lot of movies on the boat. I still do, but that's neither here nor there. Anyway, you are here to hear a story that I am about to tell. So why are you doing all that talking? Sit down, keep calm, all that other stuff, and here I am getting it started. So, I wasn't in A School. I was awaiting for A School. I was waiting to class up. You know what that means. If you was in the Navy, you was in submarines, you know what it means to wait to class up. And all waiting to class up means you are a temporary janitor. That's right. So, wasn't in A School, but I was living in the A School barracks. And during the day, instead of going to class, they had us basically cleaning up. And one of the things they had us doing was, and it still drives me nuts to this day, we were scraping old wax off the baseboards and the deck with razor blades and ammonia. No lie, that's what we were doing. They didn't have nothing else for us to do. And it's funny, all the years of waxing the decks, nobody thought to ever strip the floors before you wax them again until we got there and we had all this free time, and they decided, hey, you know what? It'd be a great idea for y'all to I want to say it. I'm going to say it this one time. I'm going to let it slip. I'm trying to cut back, but rewind that back. Here's our chance to unfuck ourselves, and y'all get out there and undo all that damage we did over the years, just waxing on top of wax on top of wax. So that's what they made us do. And you know what? And the sad thing is, they didn't supply ammonia for us. We had to go buy it ourselves because we was getting tired from all that scraping with the razor blades. Because let me tell you something. Just hot water and a razor blade only goes so far. Let that be known, okay? And for all you guys that's going in, keep that in mind. Because you may be the next person on The Price is Right to sit up there and scrape some wax off the floor. But anyway, that's the build up to what we were doing. Now, we were in the barracks, on our hands and knees, scraping floors, right? Now, I'm going to tell you something about me. I don't mind working. I don't mind doing that stuff. However, after a while of me sitting down there on my hands and my hands and knees is hurting, and I'm scraping wax off the floor for hours, my anger meter starts to rise. And it gets higher and higher. And you want to see a big jump, let somebody walk through where I'm working at. Don't say, excuse me, or, man, sorry about that. You know, I got to get by. You just walk by like, you better get the fuck out of my way. Oh, boy. That meter just starts, ding. And that leads us into what happened this particular day. So I'm down there on my hands and knees, scraping away on taking wax off the baseboards. It's like I was ready to go buy new baseboards. Just peel those old ones off and put new ones on. I was so tired of it. Because you remember, if you remember back in the barracks, you remember how long those hallways were. So imagine just taking a whole hallway and you just scraping that all day long. All day long. Nothing else to do. Only thing you had to look forward to was going to chow and getting off. That was the only thing you had to look forward to, because everything else was bullshit. Ooh, I'm letting them fly this episode. Man, I'm going to try to cut back next episode. It's like eating too much, and it's like, oh, man, I ate too much. I'm going to have to cut back and get back on my diet. I got a cussing diet, so I'm trying to cut back. Y'all just keep pulling me back in. Y'all just pull me back in. Anyway, I digress. But anyway, I was down there scraping away as usual, and they had this dude that was in STA school. And for a long time, he put a bad taste in my mouth for STs. Good thing I went to the boat and met some cool STs, because the one that I was dealing with that day wasn't cool at all. So I'm down there scraping, and I'm close to his doorway, and he's coming back from class. And this dude, man, forget excuse me, forget pardon me, you know, forget, oh, I used to be there and I understand what you going through, man. It's cool. Let me show you a little respect because I remember how it was for me. No. This dude walked clean over me. And when I say walked clean over me, I mean I was down scraping and this dude steps over me, right? So I'm like, and let me tell you, when I was in sub school, I was 30 years old. So being that old, I know better. I had kids at home. I can't be sitting up here getting in trouble, getting into barroom brawls. But, you know, sometimes a person will snap, just, oh, just that quick. And guess what? I snapped that day. You know, don't have me sitting up there scraping the hallway all day and this dude come home and walk over me. So this dude walks over me. I'm like, what the fuck you think you doing? I'm like, don't you see me down here? Oh, nub. And then the fact, that was the first time I ever heard nub. And you should not hear nub from anybody that's in school with you. Just because he classed up before me didn't make him superior to me, nor did it make him outrank me. But this dude felt like he did, and he was in school with me. Because when he got to the boat, I guarantee you, he'd have been doing this and then come right back to the back of the line, just like everybody else that had to get qualified on the boat. So I'm like, wait a minute. I'm 30 years old. I've been through some stuff. I done got burnt all up by some woman. And this kid, are you kidding me? 20, 21-year-old kid gonna sit here and walk over me? Are you serious? Well, I'm like, don't you, I don't know why I said this, because I know he didn't. I said, don't you know who I am? I wish I'd have known that video, because I'd have said, I'm the juggernaut, bitch, and I'd have just jumped on him. That would have been awesome. That would have been awesome. However, that wasn't around at the time, so I couldn't do that. But I did say, do you know who I am? And this dude looked at me and he said, I don't care who you are, Nub. And I'm like, oh, this Nub stuff again. I mean, he ain't no instructor. He ain't from the boat. That's 2 times he done called me a Nub. Wait a minute. So did I mention that this dude was kind of big? He was big. He was a strapping young lad. But, you know, once you snap, you don't see that stuff no more. You know, way back in my mind where I put my reasoning and everything, and it was just sitting there like in a movie theater just watching all this stuff unfold, it was saying, man, this is not a good idea. But it was too late. I already snapped. Just like that. So I was ready. And this dude, I don't know what the hell was going on with him. He must have been having problems in class. You know, he must have forgot to do his homework or something. Somebody must have crawled up his ass or something. But he was already upset too. I guess that's why he walked clean over me. So when he turned around and looked at me after I said, you know, do you know who I am? That dude proceeded to put me in a headlock. So next thing you know, my ass is in a headlock. This dude got me in shit and choking the shit out of me too, right? Now keep in mind, even though my rational mind is back there sitting in that movie theater, that joker is screaming out loud in the theater and everybody's pissed at him like, dude, don't forget you got kids. Dude, don't forget you don't want to get in trouble because you got responsibilities. You know, that's the old guy back there. That young side of me was saying, oh, this motherfucker just fucked up. Because he must have forgot I got this razor blade in my fucking hand. So he choking me and he's hitting my head in the door frame, right? And I took that razor blade. Let me tell you something. Only place where there's a fair fight is in a boxing ring. Anywhere else, that's your ass, Mr. Postman. And that was his ass. Now, just keep in mind, I had that old man in the back of my head keeping me straight. But I was mad as hell. I took that razor blade and I put it right up against his nuts. I said, boy, you got 2 seconds to let me go, or I'm going to let these motherfuckers go. And you'll just be sitting up here adopting kids for the rest of your life. So then he let me go. Boy, I was ready to cut him. I was going to cut him. Boy, goddamn, I'm a sailor, and I was about to be a pirate that day. And I was going to be wearing me some testicle earrings and shit. Because, boy, I was going to get them. But, you know, like I said, and I got to keep my cool. I ain't Mr. Do-Right for a reason now. He let me go, and that was the end of it. I went back to scraping. He went in his room and shit, and I thought that was the end of it. So later on, I get called into the BPO's office. And if you don't know what BPO is, pretty simple. The building petty officer. Because they had a petty officer for everything. Boy, if there was a pile of shit outside, I guarantee you there was a SPO somewhere. Oh, somebody parked their car out in the front. There was a parking lot PO somewhere. I don't know. The Navy's funny like that. They had to give you some kind of responsibility, even if it was the stupidest thing in the world. But we go into the BPO's office. He sits us down, and there's that dude just sitting there. And look, did I say he was a strapping lad? He was strapping. That dude was mean mugging and everything when we was getting into it. But when he was sitting in that office, boy, talk about a transformation. He was... And I'm sitting up here like, what's going on here? Have a seat there, Stuart. So I sit down and like, what's going on? Yeah, I hear that y'all got into it in the passageway, and we do not tolerate things like that. Our sailors don't sit up here and fight one another and all this other stuff, you know. Blah, 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 blah. The Navy's still new to me. I'm just in sub school, barely going to A school, right? This is not my first day on Earth. I said, look, I don't know what you heard, but I was in there scraping the floors. And he was coming from school. And he walked by, he gave me a look, I gave him a look, and he went on in his room. What did you hear? Because I don't know what you're talking about. So he was like, so, you trying to tell me that y'all weren't fighting? Petty officer, I ain't trying to tell you nothing. I don't know where you got your information, but if we were the ones there, and we not saying we did it, then what are they talking about? Maybe you got some bad information or something, because I don't know what you're talking about. So that's me. Now this other dude, he's sitting over there, just scared as shit, and I'm like, this fool gonna give the whole thing away. Oh, so then the BPO, he looks over there to the little dude. Well, he wasn't a little dude, but he gonna be a little dude in my story. He looks over there to the little dude. So, is this correct? Is that what happened? Are you sure? Using that stern talking to and that look like your dad used to give you when you was 5 years old, when you had your hand in the cookie jar. And I thought he was gonna shit himself right there, but he held on, man. So I had to give him some kind of credit. He held on. He was like, yes, petty officer, that's exactly what happened. It didn't happen any other way. It was just like he said it. And ain't nothing else happened. No bullshit. This is a no bullshit story. I'm not lying to you. That's how it went down. And so the BPO says, well, all right, y'all get out of here. I better not hear nothing else about y'all no more. That's it. I don't hear nothing else. I'm like, you ain't hear nothing in the first place. So what are you talking about? So I'm like, I'm going back to my room. So I go to, we both leave out of there. And that little dude was right behind me. And he went from this to this back again. I guess, you know, he unpuckered his asshole. Boy, y'all got me cussing a lot this episode. Boy, y'all guys, ugh. Y'all just bringing it out of me. But anyway, this guy's right behind me. He was like, hey, man, why did you do that? Why didn't you just rag on me and stuff and turn me in and stuff? I'm like, that's not what I'm here for. You know what I'm saying? I understand what the military is, even if y'all don't understand what it is. I mean, we can't get nothing done if we fighting amongst ourselves. You know, I know my part in this. I was mad because I was sitting up here scraping the floor. Come on, man. Old ass dude, I've done shitty jobs in the past, and now I come in the Navy, y'all got me doing shitty jobs again, starting all over and stuff. And that irritated me, and that was my part of that puzzle, you know. I already had an attitude, and that whole situation could have been avoided if I wasn't mad. I could have just let him step right over me, go in the room, and that'd have been it, right? So I didn't want to bring no drama to him. I mean, he in A school, he can get, I don't know, did they ASMO back in sub school? I don't know, but I didn't want to see that happen to him, man. The boat need him. You know, he wants to continue on, so I'm not that dude. I'm not that dude. There's dicks out there, especially on Facebook. You go into what Submarine Brotherhood or the Midwatch, there's this dude, I ain't gonna say his name because then he'll get butthurt and then he'll be ragging on me. And I ain't got time to hear all that stuff. But yeah, there's dicks and assholes out there for sure. So let them do that. I'm not that type of person. But then again, I'm not the pussy either. So you just keep that in mind. All right. All right. So anyway, let's wrap this up. That's my story. I wanted to tell that. I wanted to tell that for a while, but, you know, I get all these ideas, and sometimes one idea is better than another one, but I'm glad I got this one out there. I like telling all of the stories because, it makes me feel all warm and tingly inside. So, thank y'all for coming back to my show. Thank you for liking my show. And that little period that I had with the female issue, it's not an issue. That's not an issue because I took care of it. So that means that little female problem I had, I'm glad y'all stuck in there. It was 2 weeks without a video, and I think it hurt me more because it's like I felt like I was letting y'all guys down. I know y'all enjoy my videos, and I enjoy doing them, and I want to put it out, but, when somebody, like, takes all your stuff, holds it hostage, and then gives some of it away, and you have to start completely over, the only thing that comes to my mind at these moments is Tiger uppercut. That's all. I look at that's what I just man, it was rough. It was rough, and believe it or not, it was longer than 2 weeks. And I'm still dealing with it now, but that's none of y'all concern. You ain't got to worry about that. All y'all need to know is that I'm down for the underground, and I'm here for you, and I'm going to keep being here for you. And, man, let's make this great. 2015, I want to turn this show from Sea Stories with Mr. Durite to Military Stories with Mr. Durite and friends. Have some people come on, tell their story. Also, what I would like to do, if y'all have a story, because I know y'all do, because y'all tell me y'all stories all the time, and I appreciate it. Man, if you want to drop me a little short video with your story, man, I'll put it on here, man. Let's make this, you already got me cussing, shit happen. How about that? Boy, I'm really going to have to cut back, man. I feel myself getting fat from all those cuss words. But, man, good thing you don't get fat for cussing, because, man, I'd be bigger. You remember that little chick on Willy Wonka in the Chocolate Factory, the little plum girl, and she started getting big and big? That would be me. That's how much I cuss. I need to stop. I really need to stop. I got to find some better words. Go buy me a dictionary or something. Thank you for watching my show, Sea Stories with Mr. Durite. I am your host, Mr. Durite, and I will check y'all later. Peace. We hear is you are a temporary. We were in we weren't in the best barracks, the one down the hill, because that's how long ago it's been for me. They actually had a best barracks, and then they had a best school. But then A school, you would move up the hill to the A school barracks, right? So to ballroom brawls and stuff like that. I said ballroom. Superior to me, nor did it make him, what's the word? Damn, I can't think of the word. Didn't make him. Wow, they got me. Oh. So when he came up to me, no, he didn't come up to me. So when he turned around, golly, come on, get your thoughts together. I'm like, like, whatever, dude. And he said, so, oh shit.